Hey guys, back again. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a delay. I've had a lot going on in my personal life. Today's a really fun day because I got to shoot with a red RAPTOR for the first time. This was a corporate shoot. We were just shooting basically a bunch of B-roll, a lot of video portraiture, just, different faces, some, like a little office scene, working, a little meeting scene, exterior shots. This footage will be combined with other offices around the world, and they previously shot on red 8K raw cameras, so that's why we had this request. I personally found it to be overkill for what it was, but I figure, you know what, this is a great day to learn a new camera system. And on that, I had my buddy Andrew Hendricks, or Andy, come help out with me. He is a phenomenal DP, and he's a big red user, and basically I got to hire him to be my AC and also just make me not look like a dummy, just to kind of show me how to use this camera. He's used it a bunch of times, and I rented a bunch of stuff from him, his lenses, follow focus, matte box, all the little goodies, tripod, all the different little things that's going to help me use this different camera system that I don't really have many pieces in. But so just kind of right off the bat, if you have an opportunity to hire someone that has more knowledge than you, has more experience than you, do it. You're going to learn something. I basically got to pay my friend to teach me as a day of education, which was like super, super fun. I definitely learned a lot this day. So this is the red RAPTOR shooting in 8K raw. I believe we were doing LQ and everything in 30 FPS. Yeah, we're using some cine-modded Zeiss Milvis lenses. That's Andy's set. Really, really freaking nice glass. I was building this out so we could put it on an easy rig, but truthfully, I think this was over the 15-pound limit of the Mini Max. This rig was definitely heavier than my Sony FX6 build, and I was feeling it the next day, which then gets to, I'm like, maybe should I look into a Vario 5 at some point? I really do love easy rig much more than a shoulder rig. I know there are, different tools for different jobs, but I'm definitely an easy rig guy, so just thinking about longevity. And look how happy he is operating a red for the first time. Well, actually, it wasn't the first time I shot on red. I've shot on Komodo a few times. Both of those times were like in a studio, everything was preset. Like all I was really doing was, maybe pulling focus on, we were using like Sigma Cine Zoom. So but this was the first true time where it's like, all right, I'm making, some sort of decisions and moving the camera around. Andy was nice enough to load up his LUTs, which he has it where it's kind of a little crunchier. So then you kind of overexpose by nature, kind of like what we do with Cine EI, right? On the Sony FX cameras. And then here we're setting up our first scene, portraits. We just ran a 720B on I think it was a light dome and a grid, and then we put it through some unbleached muslin. To the side, we have a bit of a fill/backlight going through a silk. And then Andy's got the, I think it's like a Tilta follow focus. We didn't have wireless. And again, we brought, this shoot was definitely not full enough of a budget for what was required, but Andy was super generous and brought a lot of things together, and so we were able to make it happen.
All right.
Cool. It was really nice just having the full squad out today. I believe for this first setup, we used a 50 millimeter. I wanted a little bit more shallow depth of field. Again, we're in a corporate office space, and there's also this fine line of it looks good enough, or do I want to run and, try to do as many things to make it look amazing? Now, as a cinematographer, we do always want to make the best images, right? But there's going to be times where you kind of just got to make the call of it's good enough, we got to keep going, because we were a little crunched on time. We didn't really have an on-site producer. I was pretty much leaning on one of the employees, which I kind of felt bad about, and I could tell everything was a little bit rushed, and they had a full work day. And honestly, in this part of the day right here, I was having to make calls hey, smile, look straight face, GQ, giving different directions. And I'll say that wasn't my ideal scenario when I'm operating a camera, especially a camera like this, which is not necessarily it was my first time using it, so it felt more difficult, but with it being on a follow focus and having a focus puller, there's more things I need to worry about. So even having to make a call for a certain direction, I'm all right, well, now the camera is going to be a little shaky because I'm not as focused on it. So a director, producer would have been nice today, but I feel like You know, Andy was helping out. Everyone was kind of helping out, give little cues and stuff. So what you're gonna do first, just give me a big smile at the camera. Okay. All right, looking right here. All right, rolling, smiling, looking right down the barrel of the lens. Give me a straight face. No smile. Now maybe do one look down and then look up and give me a big smile. Maybe a laugh.
Big smile, come on, man.
Maybe cross your arms for one. Give me the GQ kind of look.
Yeah, that's great.
I feel good with that.
All right,
anyone else?
good?
Any other ideas? Or?
Maybe have them step back a little bit just to get one slightly wider option.
Copy.
Maybe 6 inches back.
Definitely need an AC with this camera.
Nah.
Or maybe I'm just feeling that way because I'm like, where's the record button?
That's what we're feeling that way, yeah.
Good looks.
Dude, I one-man band all the time with this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah.
I mean, I pull my own photos.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Like, I'm happy you're doing this. It's one less thing for me to think about. This is a really nice monitor.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's basically this monitor.
Yeah. You know what it is also, I think? I'm just so used to, this is 7, right?
It's like a Cine 7, basically.
Yeah, I'm used to the 5 inches.
You can throw that on there if you want to boost the brightness eventually, but don't do that now or you'll overexpose or underexpose everything.
You got the sauce.
It's overwhelming your first time, but as you get comfortable with it, it's like...
It becomes second nature. Still did my little counterweight trick on the red. I was able to get a nice balance. Wasn't good enough. Next time I want longer rods for this setup. But I gotta say, before I jump too far ahead, when I pulled the footage up on my computer, I was absolutely blown away. My mind was blown. I had this cinematography awakening. I didn't know what 8K raw footage looks like, and now I understand it. Listen, it's not an everyday thing. I do a lot of corporate branded content, live shows, etc., etc. This right now doesn't make sense in my workflow. The raw footage, the files, I don't always have an AC, but now I could see what the future holds, what a camera like that can do. And now it's just, I have this new skill in my toolbox. And you know what? I plan on posting a couple of reels maybe on Instagram. So it's like, oh, John knows how to shoot on red. So then maybe I'll get hired again for shooting on red. Same thing with some stuff coming soon. I know we've been talking about it forever, but I have some stuff that I shot anamorphic. Then it's like, oh, John knows how to shoot anamorphic. Then maybe, maybe I'll get, like I said, a Blazars or something. So anyways, just always put yourself in situations where you're uncomfortable, because that's actually how you're going to grow. I didn't do this early enough, and that's why I think the first few years of my career were a little bit stagnant. And then I just started pushing myself, trying to learn new things, and like the list never ends. That's what's so amazing about this career. I still feel like I'm like so low on the totem pole, even though I've had what I think is a lot of success and I've learned a lot, and I like to think I'm decent at this thing. Always be learning. And on that, make as many friends in the field that you can. Like, that's just, like Andy, I remember, so this is fun. I don't even know if he knows this. I followed his Instagram years ago. I thought it was sick. Still do think it's sick. I think I reached out because this was maybe like 8 years ago. I was trying to find like DPs that maybe like, I could shadow or like kind of camera PA. I reached out. He didn't get back to me, but then a few years later, he followed my Instagram, and then we started talking. And then over the course of a few years, we'd meet up every few months, get a drink, get a coffee. But it took a few years for us to actually get on something. But, we became homies in the process. I've learned a lot from him. He's at a much higher level as a cinematographer than I am. But like, it's so awesome just, hearing people's perspectives from different levels. And he does more narrative and music video stuff. And I think, maybe I do a little more of the documentary kind of stuff. And so we always, have good conversations about that. So just be social on social media, make as many friends as possible. And you never know what it could lead to. You take like a little step back. No, too much. Come forward. And a little bit closer to me. Stop. All right, so first you're gonna start, I'm waiting for you, that looks good. Sure. Give me a smile. Hold the smile. A little bit of laughter. Keep it going. That was a good laugh, yeah.
You're the only one who can laugh on command.
That's a good laugh.
Time to start acting.
Cross your arms. Give me a little GQ look, straight face.
Bossed up, no smile.
Serious. Confident.
Dubin was busting his ass today, gaffing. So yeah, and if you're in New York City and you need a gaffer, hit my boy Dubin up. He is the real deal. So quick plug. I'm gonna have to start charging my homies for quick plugs because this, my audience is just so massive. There's Adam ripping some photos. He's a big Panasonic guy. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the Panasonic cameras. Whenever he showed me the video, the photos, there's no perfect camera. I'm personally invested in Sony, and now after this shoot, I'm switching to red. Nah, I'm just kidding. Where am I? No, but I will say, I'm curious now, right? I'm like, maybe I should play with the Komodo a little bit more. Maybe I should go rent an older red Gemini, do something that's a little bit different just to get a new learning experience, have another tool in my toolbox. I'd love to also shoot something on an RE camera that I still haven't gotten to do. I need to make some more spec video project ideas, but you know what? We're busy. There's always stuff to do. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to share any footage about this shoot. There's, NDAs and all these different things involved. I don't even know if I'll be able to use in my reel. It's definitely a different workflow for like importing the red footage. Everything's just like a little bit different, but it's not that difficult. And Premiere is optimized for red raw. I will say though, we shot for one day. We did like 20 video headshots or video portraits in one setup, a couple more in another. I did a bunch of scattered B-roll around an office, not like a ton, then like a little boardroom scene and some exteriors. Not like an insane amount of footage, but it was like, or in terms of like not an insane amount of like recording time, but it was 700 gigabytes. And that was at LQ. That's like not insane for like it being 8K raw footage, but on a day-to-day basis, I'm like, there's absolutely no way that this fits in my workflow. That's what I love about the Sony FX cameras. They're like not too big, and also storage is just cheaper nowadays, but just keep that in mind when you are operating on a big boy raw camera. You are gonna need some fucking hard drive space. It's funny, we're in this like super corporate office. I had so many times that day we're like, oh, like how much, what's this? And we're just like, yeah, this shoots Hollywood movies. So that was definitely a good day to flex a little bit on them. This camera package, like I got I'm gonna guess like $50,000 easily, right? This is definitely the most expensive camera package that I operated. Which like at first I was like a little timid almost, but I realized, dude, it's a freaking tank. I was very impressed. I'm trying to remember, maybe the base ISO was 800. I don't remember off the top of my head, but we were just keeping it there and then dialing in exposure either via the VND system with this Polar Pro matte box or just the iris of the lens. Gotta get some espresso. Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna switch to the 35. Ooh, this is a big boy.
This one comes out like once a year, maybe.
The 50?
Yeah.
Well, not twice a year, yeah?
Feel the focus on that one. That one is my workhorse.
Ooh. That's a behemoth.
This one is a little stiff.
Andy was showing me he dropped his like teal and orange lot. And I was like, even just looking at like the wall or something, I'm like, bro, this literally looks like a freaking movie. But yeah, this rig was definitely too heavy for the Minimax. I had to like crank it all the way. In terms of like the back of the Easy Rig has this little dial to adjust weights. I was cranking the shit out of that to the right. On a side note, with being a creative, I've always got these different ideas. I really like making these vlogs. It's kind of almost therapeutic in a way. I just turn on a mic and just start talking. This is kind of a longer term idea, and I don't think I'm the best or anything, but I feel like I've had a lot of experiences and have learned a lot. I don't know, I just had this thought, man, it'd be kind of fun to have a podcast, but like do it where I sit down with a creative, someone else in the field or maybe some sort of other, creative entrepreneur and maybe just riff for like an hour, and we could film it. I could put it up on my YouTube channel. I was thinking calling it the John Waldman Show. Like these vlogs are raw. I'm just talking into a mic. There's no script. I still like chop it up. I'm like, damn, a podcast would just be like a raw 1 hour, just chopping it up. And I could, talk to colleagues, get their stories. Because if everyone at every level has something unique to share. So I don't know. It just, and I feel like when I'm on set and talking business with people, I'm always like, man, we should be recording this right now. So I don't know. Let me know if the John Waldman show is of interest to you. You know, I'm very happy to be invested in the Sony ecosystem, but now I could see a world in which maybe I want some PL lenses, or I want, like I said, an Easy Rig Vario 5, stuff that could be used universally on different systems. And as I scale up, that's good.
That buys a little room.
Take a micro step forward, Dubin.
You got now.
Split the diffie.
So step back and go to your right like an inch, another inch.
Are we shooting a shoe commercial now? Little incognito vlog mode action.
It's actually, I think this actually looks nice. The like what's going out of it.
I do this. What I do for like all the corporate runs.
Talking about working with other people is great because everyone has, you know, different sauce. I had an idea for, all right, let's kill the lights and then, you know, maybe we'll get the ambient up. Andy was like, nah, go grab the silk, just diffuse what's already up top. And that really opened up my eyes a ton. It's not something that I would have thought of. So now all we did was we diffused the top, you know, the overhead, and then we have my Nan light just as, I guess, our key or a little bit of a fill. We didn't have a ton of time this day, but this was such a great idea. This is now another trick that I could use, having different ways to solve problems, and this was the quickest way to solve this problem, and we needed to be fast this day. And it was nice also, as, you know, Andy was my AC. I had a point where, you know, maybe I was getting a little bit overwhelmed just because I was having a hard time, you know, getting the people that we needed because there was no producer or anything and they had their work day. But, you know, Andy was very helpful with, oh, get this shot, get that shot. Always be willing to, you know, listen to other people and have their ideas. It's just going to make your job easier.
You keep laughing. That was a pretty funny joke, right?
Yeah, please laugh. We're doing our best over here.
Keep looking here, smile.
Yeah, what's your biggest smile possible?
I don't know. It depends on the joke.
We don't have a lens big enough for it.
Nice. All right, now let's cross your arms. We're gonna go back to GQ, serious, no smile, straight face.
It's pretty much as serious as it gets, yeah.
Hold that there. I'm gonna come in a little closer. Give me a smile. And if you want to laugh at my jokes that don't exist, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Nice.
And then for this setup, we just had a couple of different sources, the different corners, just because, you know, we were double shooting both video and stills.
The vlog is going to be called Sony FX6 Shooter Shoots with Red Raptor for first time. Or something like that. I'm joking, but I'm also like, it's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
John is.
Am I switching to red? Question mark.
Be a 25 mil to go outside and get our final exteriors. Check out my red pose. Now, did you shoot on red? If you didn't take a picture about it and shared it on the internet, let me know in the comments. We were getting these final exterior shots. I really just wanted to get a nice centered up shot.
Yeah. So.
I actually do think I'm going to move this closer so I don't get this pull.
Alrighty. Alright. 6 inches more?
This way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it loosen over here, stitch?
This thing.
Oh, look at that.
I know. We could, your call. We could stop down even more.
I'm down.
I could roll this up to compensate.
I'm down with a stop down. Yeah, I'm down. All right.
I was even like, this is kind of giving some Better Call Saul vibes, which, like, that show has just freaking incredible cinematography. And no, I don't think I just shot Better Call Saul, but as you know, you got to get inspo from places. These Miller sticks were so freaking nice in the head. I think it's a very expensive tripod. I love my Flotex, but like this is like real heavy duty 100 mil bowl.
right. Maybe we do one more.
Wes Anderson.
You like that? Maybe like this way, so like that's almost kind of like a light source. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Red.
Yeah, you're good.
Would you actually?
Or, oh yeah.
Would you want to go past the entrance? Okay.
Thank you. Just for a quick sec. Just watch my back. I don't think anyone's gonna hit me here. Yeah, that's what's up.
You want to see this one?
That's what's up.
What our boy did. Big old red.
Am I doing the good red pose right now?
Oh, dude. You look like such a first-time red boy.
Ooh, lens flare? Yo, this tripod is really freaking nice, dude.
I told you, man. I'm so sorry.
All right, I feel good with that, honestly. Actually, let's just do one more, like look up there really close. It's kind of a vibe, eh?
Yeah. You let me try something too?
Please.
This,
Oh.
just in case they want a little panty pan.
Sick. Yeah, this is a very pretty building. Love wide angle lenses. Good stuff.
Good stuff, big dogs.
I like the sound. The record sound.
Yeah, you want to know what's funny?
You turn it off?
No, I literally never knew that existed as a feature on this.
Yeah.
And when you were rolling earlier, and I was like, what the f? And then,
We're done.
You. Hun, this is sick though, right?
Yeah.
Focus.
It's mad nice.
Dude, what do you feel?
It's so nice. It's so buttery. I'm just gonna do a little. Yeah, it's fine. I don't really. I think I want to do one like head on, like. Boop. Nah, I just want to get one more actually, and then we're gonna call it.
Dubin got some good BTS of me. And that's a wrap on that shoot. Breaking down.
Peace.
Then Andy showed me the world of dosas. It's an amazing Indian dish. I believe it's vegetarian. Go get some dosas. Or we were up in Connecticut, and then there's another location in New York City. Absolutely delicious, super filling. And then the best part of being home is my good boy Bo. Love that guy. Welcome back to another segment of John Answers Your Questions, but Drew Does Video. I am currently a full-time employer at a media agency, but want to purchase a camera body that would serve me well in as a freelance DP in the future. When you make contact with clients, do they request specific cameras which you'd rent, or are you mostly able to offer the equipment that you own as a rental to the production, or do you provide the equipment for free and just count that into your day rate? What are the business benefits of being an owner-operator of a Sony FX6? For context, I'm looking into the FS7 for budget. All right, Drew. Couple of things. I mostly work as an owner-operator where I get hired to, for the most part, own and operate Sony FX cameras. A lot of the time, it's just me and my camera package, so I charge. The way I break down my billing is I have a labor rate, which is like just for me to come out and work. And then my next thing would be camera package rate. I'm going to make a video of how to charge with a freelancer soon, so I'll go even deeper into that. I will say stick like your whatever your labor rate is, have your what you would consider a half day up to 4 hours, and then do a full day up to 10 hours. Try to keep that standard, but you could negotiate with your your camera package. Let's say I want, just throwing a number out here, $1,300 for the day for me for up to 10 hours and one Sony FX6 package, which has a camera, monitor, easy rig, lenses, whatever. Let's say then production comes back and is like, could you do 12? I'm still getting, let's say I want labor at $800 for 10 hours, and then the camera package rental is $400. So that's the rental stuff is where I would negotiate a little bit. So I never would say it comes for free, but I use the gear more as a negotiating tactic. In my experience, Sony FX cameras are extremely popular. They're at the level I'm at. I always see FX6s, FX3s, FX9s. I haven't been on a shoot with Canon cameras in a long time. It's just Sony is very trusted for like the mid-range cinema stuff. So anyways, and then also business benefits, freaking awesome. Being an owner operator, sometimes half of my day rate is just based on rentals alone. Seriously. So, you know, I have some companies that own all their stuff and they just pay me on labor, which is fine. I'm happy to do it, but I make way more money as an owner operator, hundreds of dollars more. So I think owning a camera is a great idea. And if you're trying to be a DP or a camera operator, I do not care what camera you buy a camera you need to be shooting all the time. Develop your eye, develop your craft, and then when you start making a little bit of money, sure, go buy whatever camera you want. But absolutely, anyways, Drew, hope this helps. And if anyone has another question, let me know so we can do another segment of John Answers Your Questions.